Bro, it is fucking March 2021. Fuck your stupid lines on the ground, man. Like, if I'm gonna go and get a bag of goddamn Doritos, I'm gonna go get a bag of Doritos. I don't care if it's north, south, east, west.
No one stands up. No one has the balls to sit them down and say, look, just cut the shit.
Welcome back to Enough of the Bullshit. We have an absolute barn burner for you folks today. This is going to be a doozy of an episode. I got that mystery guest hopping on, and we had an absolute blast recording this episode. So I feel you're going to hear from him a lot more often. Hopefully on a weekly basis. And we got some ideas. I got some ideas. He's got some ideas, and I think you're going to see some pretty cool content coming your way via social media, YouTube, in the near future. Now, before we get to him and we jump into the episode, I just wanted to take the time to send my condolences to the Gretzky family. Last week, Canada lost a very, very, very iconic individual, Walter Gretzky. He was 82 years old, and, I guess the perfect way to describe Walter Gretzky is Canada's hockey dad. I grew up playing hockey, and when you'd go to different team events and hockey day in Canada events, stuff like that, he was always present, and he was a big part of the game in junior hockey and youth hockey in the city of Toronto and in the GTA. He always took the time to stop for an autograph or tell you a story. Didn't matter where, even if you ran into him down before or after a Leaf game or at a restaurant, it didn't matter. He'd always take that time to stop, sign a shirt, sign a hat, whatever it may be. If you're wearing your team jacket that year, he'd always ask you about your team. How's your team doing? How many goals do you have? What position you play? Stuff like that. He was just an all-around great guy. So I wanted to take just a second here to tilt my hat to Walter Gretzky, and my thoughts are with the whole Gretzky family during this difficult time. Today we got that mystery guest, folks. That mystery guest that I was boasting about last week there. He been a close friend of mine since I was about 10. Since we were about 10 years old. We grew up a couple of houses down from each other. And, he was in my wedding party. Pretty much almost every important part of my life, Kenny Hughes has been there. So here he is, Kenny Hughes. Ol'Hughesy. What's going on there, buddy?
What up?
Yeah, welcome, man. Thanks for doing this, man. This is awesome.
I'm happy to be on it, man. It's cool. This is the first time I've done this, so I'm pretty fired up.
And it's not anything that's going to be totally out of your comfort zone, right? Because you went to college for radio, television, broadcasting in the Hammer.
Yeah,
right?
Mohawk College grad. Went to Mohawk, did television communications.
Television communications. That's it. Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, we had some fun times in Hamilton when you went there. I used to come out every couple of weekends or so, and we go. What was the name of that place we used to go party all the time?
Oh man, there's a bunch.
Was it the Village or something?
Hess Village.
Hess Village. There we go. That place was dynamite.
You always got to start your night off at Sidebar. I don't know if it's even still a thing, but it was like this tiny little hole in the wall, and it was literally just a bar, and everything was $3. $3 shots of whatever the hell you wanted. You go in there, everyone buys
like
around.
Little tiny plastic shooters. You used to get them in the little shot glasses. It was like, and they had no glass shots.
Yeah, man. Everyone drops a quick 20 on the group. We all get some shots, like 5-6 in you, and then you go to the actual destination you were looking to go to that whole time,
or a couple of places.
I mean, However the night goes, you never know.
And that's so true. And at the end, I remember we used to go to this joint. It was like a pita joint, just a random
that's it's an institution. It's Vita La Pita. Yeah. If you're from the Hammer or you've ever been to Hamilton, it's right at the bottom of Hess Village. It's incredible. It's where you get your cabs to go home. Like, Vita Lapita.
Yeah.
What an
Vita Lapita.
institution. Let me just say, that's an institution.
That place was fucking dynamite. I remember the first time I went, and I'm like, "Yo, Kenny, what am I getting?" We're absolutely gooned, just pickled, right? And I'm like, "What am I getting?" You're like, "Yo, get everything on it, no pink." And I'm like, "Yeah, but no pink." I don't even know what the pink was. What was it? Fucking Beats or something? Who knows?
Yeah, like turn up. I don't even know.
Because I like Beats. So
I mean, like, I don't even have a problem with them either. It was just some dumb rule that me and my roommates made up.
Yeah, those were some fun times, man, when you were going to Hamilton. To Mohawk in Hamilton. So yeah, and you've also at one point done stand-up comedy. You are technically a retired comedian, no?
1-0 on the stage.
Russell Peters wanted none of you, eh?
Honestly, like, they saw the one set. I think everyone got scared. That's when Netflix was getting, those cool specials on. Just so happened to coincide with my one dominant time on the stage. Also, funny story, that was my second date with my now wife. So
is that
obviously,
right, eh?
Yeah, obviously she thought I was funny enough.
Oh, yeah, there you go. Okay. Well, for those who don't know Kenny, he is obviously just a big, he's a big teddy bear. First off, he can chirp the living shit out of you, especially when he's on the sauce. I've seen him throw some daggers into people before, some fucking daggers. Big sports guy, really anything sports, but obviously your love is basketball.
Number one, yeah.
That's number one, and you worked for the Raptors for quite a while. Is that right?
I mean, technically, I'm still sort of employed with them. I mean, it's obviously a weird time and they're not playing in Toronto, but I haven't officially given my resignation, and they haven't officially told me I don't work there. But I've done 6 seasons with the Raptors doing game operations, so literally like a paid cheerleader. So if you're ever at a game and you see those wild, crazy hooligans yelling at you to get off your ass and on your feet and start cheering and starting chants.
Throw t-shirts and
throwing
shit.
T-shirts, get the T-shirt
flags.
gun. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So that was like obviously not even like a job to you.
Still isn't even a job to me, man. It's so fun. Just the atmosphere alone, being at a game, like, it's almost tarnished. I was going to say it almost tarnished it a little bit because I've been to so many games. It's like not even exciting if I'm not on the hardwood floor. I'm not on that same level. Like, I can't sit in 300s anymore. I refuse.
You can't even sit in the upper tank, eh? Wow. Yeah. Well, that would be obviously a cool gig. So, okay, for the fans listening right now, out of curiosity, your dream team. What's your dream team? All positions, right? So we'll go for your shooting guard, your point guard, your power forward, your center, your small forward. What's your top 5?
My top 5.
Your top 5 all time.
I mean, I'd be more curious to even know what a small forward was, because you sent me your top 5, and I don't think you had a small forward in the small forward position. Well, I could be wrong.
Larry Bird was a small forward, no?
Yeah, maybe in his day.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, that's the position he fucking played, right? So,
all right, so I'll go through my top 5. So, being a guy born in 1990, I mean, this is very heavily influenced on basketball players that I've seen physically play basketball. So, I'll start off with the late, great Kobe Bryant, the shooting guard position.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's a 5-time champion.
Right on, yeah.
18-time All-Star. I mean, it's a no-brainer. I also have Joel Embiid at the center, which could be a controversial pick for some. There's definitely a lot of arguments for other centers, but I mean, this guy can shoot, he can dunk. He's an animal. He's an animal. He's a more refined Shaq in my opinion. But which leads me to my power forward position, which is Tim Duncan, best power forward in the history of the NBA, arguably one of the best players to ever play the game. But I digress.
Yes, which we had a conversation about that yesterday about you can. Sorry?
I had to spit some facts at you. I had to let you know what we were talking about. This isn't apples and oranges. This is a very legitimate conversation about who is one of the greatest players, and Duncan doesn't get enough respect. I'll save that for another conversation. Let me finish my top 5. So I got Embiid at my center, Kobe at my shooting guard, Duncan at power forward, point guard. I was struggling with this one a lot. I've crossed out these names 2 or 3 times in a row before I came to a conclusion, but I had first selected Allen Iverson, And I mean, that guy was a whole culture in himself. I mean,
and especially the era we grew up in, like he was huge when we were, 10, 11, 12 years old, right?
I was gonna say, who doesn't have an old AI jersey or knows a guy who had an old AI jersey?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I agree.
Plus, like that one, he's unreal, unreal. But I don't pick AI. I go with Steph Curry. And I think I was a little bit biased because the All-Star weekend just passed and he had a very monstrous game and a huge 3-point win. And then last and definitely not least by any means, at small forward, number 23 from North Carolina, Michael
MJ
Jordan.
See,
Everyone saw that
Jordan
coming.
down as one of my shooting guards.
Yeah, he's like kind of one of those like shooting guard, small forward. He can kind of. I mean, the guy was so good. He could play whatever the hell you want.
And really any sport too. I don't think there's anything MJ couldn't do.
Guy played minor league baseball. Everyone chirps him for it, but like, did you play minor league baseball?
No, he did it.
Shut up.
And he's also a very good golfer too. Big golfer. So,
you know what he's even bigger at? Gambling. That guy's got a problem.
He's yeah. Yeah. That's
he doesn't
solid.
hit the links for anything less than 100K.
I bet you. You know what? I bet you that's probably like an accurate number too.
I think so. I think that's very fair to assume.
With like fucking who was it that he was playing? I know it's a fucking movie, but I guarantee you those guys have had wagers on the golf course before. But in Space Jam, was it
Newman?
It was Bill Murray, and no Newman
was Bill Murray.
Yeah, but Newman was his fucking like assistant.
His assistant,
right? But he was playing with Larry fucking Bird and Bill Murray, and I bet
that's a legendary foursome.
Oh my god. Would it ever be? That'd be it's fucking Newman.
I would pick up the whole sport of golf just to play with Michael Jordan and Larry Bird,
Bill Murray,
even Newman.
Yeah,
even Newman.
That'd be fun.
Hello, Jerry.
Oh man. Those are some solid picks. Like I said, mine are pretty bouge. Like I had Iverson down just because of our age with MJ as the shooting guard. But like point guard, I had Steve Nash. Power forward, I had Rodman. Center, Wilt Chamberlain. Small forward, at Larry Bird. So they're not beating your team, but that's
Dennis Rodman, bro.
Dude, it's fucking Rodman, man. He was a fucking, I don't know. When we were growing up, Rodman was all over the fucking news, always.
Yeah, but it wasn't because he played basketball. It was because he was down in Vegas, like banging hookers and like doing blow and spending all of his money on
didn't he marry?
craps.
Didn't he marry Carmen Electra?
I believe so.
He's
also got strong ties to North Korea, so like that's a little shady in itself.
Yeah, I guess Well, I don't know, man. He was a good fucking player. I guess, especially when he came from Detroit, like to Chicago, he was all right.
So who'd you have at center? You had Chamberlain, I had Embiid, so like I'll give you that. Who's your power forward?
My power forward was Rodman.
Okay, like Duncan, like not even a question. Who was your small forward? You had Bird.
Yeah.
I had MJ, so I beat you there. 2-1. Who's your shooting guard?
Nash.
Yeah, I have Kobe fucking Bryant,
Yeah.
so get out of town. Nash is also a point guard. And who was your point guard? I had Steph Curry. Steph fucking Curry.
For what? Your what? Your shooting guard?
My point guard.
Your point guard. Oh.
Shooting guard was Kobe.
I have Nash down as my point guard.
Yeah, well, Steph Curry would eat that guy's food.
Oh, 100%.
I love Nash, but
and then my shooting guards were MJ and Iverson. So, or Iverson or. So you dust me.
Yeah.
But see, folks, this is
absolutely.
the difference between a fucking guy who watches basketball, like knows the sport like the back of his hand, and a guy.
Oh man, next time we should talk about top 5 hockey. Like who would be your starting 6 in hockey, including a goalie? Like you'll probably mop the floor.
Yeah,
laugh
probably.
at my like right wing selection or my like right D. I don't know.
Yeah. And folks, like for the record, the only reason why I know anything about basketball is because of Kenny. Like he lived fucking 3 doors down from me growing up, and we were either out front shooting hoops or we were shooting pucks. I still remember watching that game when Carter missed that fucking shot in the playoffs there. What was that, 2002? Was it 02, 03?
I forget the exact year, but I can remember the replay like it's the back of my hand. Just clinked it off the rim, to win the series.
That was crazy. And to be honest, I probably, even before knowing Kenny, would have not been watching that game. I didn't really watch much basketball up until I met him. So, yeah. But a big sports guy nonetheless, Kenny. So I got to tell you, moving on, it happened again today. I'm at the fucking grocery store, okay? And I'm going down. I was at Loblaws. I'm going up the aisle, and some fucking jerk is coming the wrong way. Tries to tell me, like, looks at me like I'm in his way. So, like, what do you think about, like, I know I brought this up last week. What do you think about the arrows, Kenny? Like, do you get pissed when someone gets in your fucking way? Like, or you're going down, like, just follow the fucking arrows? Like, what's your comments on that?
You're talking about the arrows on the ground at the grocery store to know which direction to go down an aisle?
Yes.
I'll be honest with you, man. In March, April even, when things were a little bit unsettled and not everyone was too confident in this whole COVID situation, like, I followed the shit out of those rules. Absolutely. I'd even get the shitty hand sanitizer that smelled like tequila at the front door from that 16-year-old prick with fucking acne. No worries, man. Lather me up.
Tequila. That's so. It smelled like fucking.
It smelled like Kirkland vodka. Let's put it that way.
Aloe vera lotion and fucking vodka.
Like I said, man, like back when things were a little bit unsettled and no one was quite sure what was going on, absolutely, I follow those rules. But bro, it is fucking March 2021. Fuck your stupid lines on the ground, man. Like, if I'm gonna go and get a bag of goddamn Doritos, I'm gonna go get a bag of Doritos. I don't care if it's north, south, east, west. Like,
you'd climb over
climb
over the fucking shelves if you had to. Fuck it, you want your Doritos.
Yeah, man. What do they say about fastest way to get to a point is a straight line? Yeah. And if I'm going against the grain on these dumb arrows on the ground, also, like, let's be honest, half of those arrows on the ground nowadays are like half ripped off or like kicked over, scuffed up with people's dumb duck boots that they wore all winter. Come on.
Yeah, okay. All right, fair enough.
Also, what's the difference if I walk past you from behind or from the front?
Yeah.
In my mask.
You know what? I agree. That's just me.
And my shitty Kirkland vodka in my hands. Like, I'm sanitized. I'm sterile.
I guess I just like to be an asshole when someone's not fucking walking in the right direction. It's just me being a fucking jerk, I guess. I don't know.
Oh, man. Don't get me wrong. If I see someone going the opposite way and I know I'm going the right way, I give them a dirty look. I'm the biggest hypocrite in the world. Absolutely. I'll look at them like, are you out of your mind? You're going the opposite way of the arrows on the ground.
Yeah.
Like, do you not care about my safety?
Yeah.
But I'm also the first guy to go against that stupid arrow and be like, fuck you, man. I'm getting a bag of chips and a big old bag of goldfish, and I'm gonna get absolutely stoned and fucking eat shit. Like, I don't care. Get out of my way. I'm in and out. 5 seconds. Like, you want to talk about contract tracing? Like, I'm in and out in 5 seconds. You're lollygagging, following these dumb arrows on the ground.
Yeah,
shut up.
Just the biggest fucking hypocrite ever.
Yeah, but don't come down my aisle the wrong way. How dare you?
That's true. Well, hey, fucking strong words, buddy. I like it.
Yeah, I'm a hypocrite. I don't care.
Okay.
Sue me.
All right. So we were talking yesterday about obviously like a story we wanted to tell people of us, and trust me, folks, like Kenny is on board with this podcast. You're going to be hearing a lot from him. And we also have some other ideas. So, be ready, because I don't think people exactly are going to be ready for what we have for them in the coming months, but be fucking ready. We got some ideas, but either way, I wanted to bring up this one story. So what was this? You were living in Calgary at the time, right?
I believe so.
I believe you were in Calgary and you were back for just a week or two, and you got tickets to a Raptors game. Now, it wasn't just any old regular fucking 7:30 tip-off on a Tuesday night or whatever. This was like a Saturday or a Sunday afternoon, and it was an exhibition.
Yeah, it was like a 2 p.m. tip-off. This is when the Raptors weren't quite respected. Well, sorry. When they still were and still aren't respected, but this was back when they weren't quite NBA champions yet, and we still had like a Sunday matinee game. Like, that is for the worst in the league.
Yeah, it was like, I don't even think Laurie was starting. Like, I don't even think he started.
No, man, it was a preseason game.
There was like a lot of the 905 call-ups coming up, right?
Like the starters usually go on for the first maybe 5-7 minutes, and then they'd never see the court again, and they let all their young bucks, their rookies, their call-ups, their two-way players. Like that's what the whole preseason is about, to really like finalize what your lineup's going to be. So yeah, all the good players fucked off after no more than 10 minutes. They were done.
So we're down at this game. We go down, and Kenny and I don't fuck around. We're going to the ACC. Doesn't matter what it's for. We could be going to fucking Disney on Ice. Like, we're getting fucking gooned, all right? We are going to pre-drink. We're going to get on the GO train. We're going to have a couple of cold shots. And then odds are going to probably hit up, like, Scotland Yard or, like, the Loose Moose or the classic Loose Moose before any sporting event. Get in there. Get a couple jugs in us, right?
Jugs
and fucking hit the game. So I don't know what works. Kenny tells me this game we're going to is an exhibition, and it's like an Israeli national team or
no? It's like they have like their own. They have like their own pro league. So this was the Maccabi Tel Aviv team.
Okay.
And some people might know about it only because, like, Amari Stoudemire played there, I think, for a little bit after he left the NBA. And he's also a Jew, which I don't know the whole story on, but I could do some research. But he's apparently, like, Jewish or something, so he was, like, all for it. Anyways, it was the Maccabi Tel Aviv basketball team. And let me just set the tone here. This is a 2 p.m. matinee game on a Sunday afternoon in the middle of autumn. The Raptors had their starters on for all of maybe 4.5 minutes tops before all the scrubs that you had to look online to see who they were, where they were from.
Well, there was one guy that came out on the court when I remember because don't ask me how I remember much from the game, but he was taking off his tracksuit.
Oh, Tyler Hansbrough, Psycho
T. There you go, Psycho T.
Oh my God, he's one of the all-time best scorers in North Carolina history. I'm pretty sure he's like top 3 ever. Like, this guy's name is in the rafters in North Carolina.
Yeah.
He was.
I remember when he came out, you were going nuts. So,
I do have his jersey. Funny enough, it's also signed.
Right on. There you go. So, anyways, continue what you were saying.
All of 2
continue
seasons.
What you were saying.
So we're at the Air Canada Centre, Scotiabank Arena. Seats about 19,000 fans, give or take. There might have been no more than 7,500 people in there. So it looked goddamn empty. They couldn't
even fill the lower bowl.
No, I don't even think they even sold the upper bowl. I don't even know.
Because we were up.
But it was empty.
Yeah.
It was rough. Like, it was not a full house. We were upstairs, you're right.
Yeah. For the first bit. We moved down, but yeah.
Yeah, well, you're welcome. Anyways. I just remember this game because I didn't give a flying fuck about the Maccabi Tel Aviv Israeli Pro League team. And there's nothing to do with where they're from, but like any goddamn European team, I don't care. Like, you don't have a chance.
And like, it wasn't by any means like a culture shock for me that there was just everywhere when you looked around, it was just, there was a heavy Jewish presence there, and like, every couple of families had like Israeli flags and everything. That's not a culture shock to me because we grew up in Toronto. There was a large Jewish community in Toronto. I played hockey with Jewish fellas. It's that's, to me, it didn't make any difference. It was just the fact that there was so many. It was such a family oriented day, and it was 2 p.m. There's probably like fucking day camps there, summer camps, all that stuff.
No, it was in October. There wasn't like a summer camp, but there definitely might have been like some congregations sending like their youth groups over.
Yeah. So, and there we are walking through there, just absolutely fucking goon, just goon, and like my left eye's like dangling at my knee pretty much, like just fucked, right? and I'm there to just party, and I'm looking around going like, yo, Kenny, who are the Raptors facing? And you're like, oh, some like Israeli team. And I'm like, well, fuck, that makes sense now. Like, I had no idea, man. So either way, to me, that's still funny just talking about that story. But there was a dude.
That story, I was about to say, that story is only funny because of the dude who's fucking selling the beers up and down the aisles.
And you know him or knew him.
I guess I still know him. I mean, we haven't known each other, but because I worked at the Raptors for so long, I ran into this guy a bunch of times. And, you run into him when you're doing like a promo in some section. It's like, hey, man, just come back in like 5 minutes. We got to do something real quick. But anyways, there's this guy who sells beer out of the bag, goes up and down the aisles. You know, beer here. He's got the beer on the back of his shirt like a jersey.
Does he still do it?
I don't know anymore because of this whole COVID thing. But like the last time I was working, I did see him. Because he was like a beer guy, and then he was a manager, and then he came back to the beer guy because he made more money as like tips. But I'll let you tell the story because like I know you remember it one way, and like I see him all the time, so I feel like I can, you know, give a good impression after you kind of set the tone.
There's this guy. He comes out, and like I swear, we go to a lot of rock games, right? So I swear I'd seen him before, but he comes in. So it's like Kenny said, it's the guys that go up and down the aisles with the bags of beer, so you don't have to go to the kiosk to get beer. You need to get right at your seat. So this guy's coming. He comes out, and he's the way this guy could have sold ice to an Eskimo. Like I'm sorry. Like he comes out, and he could have had fucking Lakeport Lager in that bag. I would have fucking bought it because the way he described it. He comes out, ice, cold beer. Frosty, fucking, you know, ice cold, extra hops, they'll dance in your mouth, beer. And I'm like, yo, Kenny, this guy's fucking awesome. Give me 2. Right? Like, it was awesome, man.
Oh, yeah.
Like, that guy was incredible.
There's the one time that, oh, man, he's got to have a long list of things he would say to, like, the crowd or the fans. One of my favorite ones, he has, like, this really deep, almost raspy voice where he's like, scrub, diddly-umptious, mountain fresh, ice cold alcohol. And this guy's wailing at the top of his lungs, man. Like, there'd be a free throw, and the guy would miss because he heard this beer call. He's like, fuck, I want a beer too. Guy's shooting 2 free throws and he wants a beer.
I bet you he made a shitload in fucking tips, man. Shitload in tips, guaranteed. Like, even if I bet you if like his boss gave him like, oh, today you're not doing beer, today you're doing fucking snacks, he'd be like, I'm gonna sell the fuck out of this.
Dude, give him a fucking rack of Lay's.
Salty.
Yeah, seriously, give him a 12 of Lay's. Salty.
Yeah.
Just melts in your mouth. Potatoes from Prince Edward Island. Lay's plain potato chips. And you're gonna fucking throw your hand up. Be like, I want a goddamn potato chip. I want a whole bag of potato chips.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The guy could have sold ice to an Eskimo, like you name it. Like, he was phenomenal. So I hope one day I cross paths with that guy again. And if he's,
someone's like listening who like hires sales reps. Like, get this guy in, man. If that guy could sell beer that easily, imagine what he could do for your business.
Oh my god! And that's what I mean. Like,
cold
he could have
air
had
conditioner,
the most disgusting beer that you can think of. Like, if whoever's listening, think of the worst beer in your mind. A beer that you would never buy it for fucking $18 a tall boy at the Air Canada Center.
I don't even like buying Molson Canadian for $18, but I mean,
but you do. But this guy, if you heard him describing that beer, you would fucking buy it. He was phenomenal. He was phenomenal,
dude. You could sell Molson Blue.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry, Labatt Blue.
Labatt Blue. Right, exactly.
My bad.
So
Labatt Blue.
Moving on. So, all right, Kenny. The lockdown. Let's the lockdown's done, right? Well, it's not done, but we're hypothetically speaking here. Lockdown's done. COVID's over, right? COVID just magically snap of a finger, it's fucking gone. We have a night out. We're going to a bar. Doesn't matter what bar, any fucking bar, your favorite bar, I don't care. Okay? What are the 3 things? The 3 fucking things that you want at that bar?
Patio pints, right away, number 1.
That's your number 1, patio pint.
Like, that's one answer. Like the pint needs to be on a patio.
It needs to be on the patio. Okay. Right on. What are we doing? Like, you talking like one of those like party fucking things? Like, are we out there a while? Are you doing a schooner? Are we doing a couple jugs? Or is it just one pint on the patio to start?
I mean, we'll see what the deals are. I always start with, hey man, what, you got any specials today? They never do.
There you go. Could be a bucket for all you know, right?
I mean, if you can get like one of those bucket deals of 5 beers for $25 or whatever, like, fire me up. I'll put it in a pint glass.
Five fucking Ronas in a bucket. Let's go.
Yeah, we're going out for the first time. Like, it's guaranteed we're getting gooned out there.
Absolutely fucking pickled.
It's a guarantee. If you're a betting man, bet the over because I am drinking.
Yeah. Right. Okay. So number 2.
Number 2. Okay, after the patio pint. I mean, I don't know who I'm going to be with. I assume it's going to be with the boys. A few of the boys. I'm getting a round of fucking shots for everybody.
What are we doing here? Tequilas? Or are we going to do like Irish car bombs? What the
Hey,
fuck?
man.
What are we doing?
I'm not a bragging man, but I can afford you some fucking bar rail whiskey, and I'm happy to buy it. $5 a head.
Some fucking Crown. There you go.
If they have Crown, I'm okay with it. CC, whatever. They could brew it in the back.
I'd be good with fucking Royal Reserve for fuck's sakes at this point. I don't care. Bar rail shots. I hear you.
Dude, they don't even sell that bottom shelf. They keep it in the basement.
Royal Reserve?
Yeah.
Yeah, I fucking believe it. All right, what's number 3?
Oh, man, my wife's going to kill me, but there's nothing better than going out to the bar and seeing a couple hot cougs.
A couple.
I'm there like a museum. I'm there just to enjoy the artifacts. Just no touch. I'll keep it 3 feet away.
Yeah, no touch, 3 feet away behind the velvet fucking rope. You don't give a fuck.
Hey, man, I know the rules. CC, no touch. It's all good.
That's probably the fucking best answer I could come up with. Right on, cougars.
Guarantee, like half the people listening are gonna be like, yeah.
It's
accurate. I don't know if I would say it on a podcast, but yeah.
Right on. Well, this is enough of the bullshit, so we ain't bullshitting here. Right on. Those are fucking solid answers, man. Like
what would you do?
Me, right off the bat.
Top 3. Number 1. First thing.
First thing, I want all my friends and family there. Everyone. That's me. Number 2, fully stocked fucking bar. I don't give a fuck. Give me a bottle of Sambuca, for fuck's sake. So let's do shots of Sambuca. I don't care. We're drinking everything. Everything from the Sambuca to the Beefeater fucking gin. We're getting like, somebody get this guy a ride home because I'm getting.
Sounds like your wedding.
Oh fuck. Well, that's for another episode, buddy.
Save that for episode 2.
And then number 3, again, kind of a generic answer, but for me it means it's everything. Like fucking entertainment. I want a guy fucking ripping it on guitar. I want some fucking pool. I want some shuffleboard, fucking golden tea, and I guess a gallery of cougars even. Why not? Fucking yeah.
There you go. Gotcha. So you're guilty too.
But yeah, a night out at the bar, man, with everyone, friends, family, like my wife is everyone. Like I'm dying to get out and just fucking tie one on for a night, man. I think everyone is.
Totally.
And like my wife, like Christy can't drink. She's fucking breastfeeding, but I bet you she would go out and rip a night of just drinking ginger ale.
Oh,
she'd take it.
Bro, that girl would rip a hard can of ginger ale. Big old can of ginger ale. PC brand too. The good stuff.
Well, she could tie one on one night, but then it's just the fucking the hassle she finds that like she'd have to pump and dump and who knows how long and everything. So Chrissy, she's never really been a big boozer to begin with, but she's tied a couple fucking nights on with us back in the day, right? she's let loose a few fucking times. So
yeah, there's a couple embarrassing videos somewhere out there in the interwebs, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. Right on. All right. Well, I think that wraps it up. Like we've this just flowed so well, Kenny. Thanks a lot for hopping on, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely. I guess we'll see you next week. Or what do you think? What'd you think of this?
Yeah, I mean, we're just shooting the shit. It's pretty good. I mean, I'm pretty good at talking shit, so it is what it is. I'm really not fired up about that we couldn't talk about Kobe and Duncan debate. Like, I know we talked about it yesterday and then we'd bring it up, but we might have to save that little anecdote for the next one, why Kobe and Duncan is an arguable debate. Okay.
I think the listeners, that can leave people like on edge right now. Like, fuck, I just want to hear what this guy has to say about Kobe. Like, fuck, it's got to be Kobe. But what you told me yesterday, like, Duncan...
There's an argument to be made.
Very, very big argument to be made. So we'll save that one for next week. So yeah, thanks for coming on, brother. Big things to come from us too. We Kenny and I were shooting the shit yesterday before we did this episode, obviously. And yeah, I think we have some ideas that I think we're going to roll out. And I can't believe it's stuff we didn't think about when we were like 10, 15 years ago. But big things to come, and just stay in tune. We're gonna continue with this enough of the bullshit, and there could be down the road something different that comes up with us, but you're gonna have to wait, and you're gonna have to tune in every week to see the build up. So make sure, for those who don't follow Kenny, Ol'Hughesy, go on him on Instagram, k.hughes32, right? That's not the handle?
Just K Huge.
It's just K Huge. So KHUGE. That's it. No, I thought it used to be K Hughes 32.
No, that's like my old email. But it's K Huge 32, one word, all lowercase.
Right on. Give him a follow, and if you don't follow already, enough of the BS on Instagram. And I did last week too also say that this wasn't a YouTube thing, but YouTube's like great for putting free content out there, and not everyone has Spotify and Apple, so I did say like, oh yeah, don't like and subscribe because this isn't a YouTube, but this is on YouTube, so like and subscribe on YouTube too. There's going to be some actual videos to come involving Kenny in the future. Like I said, I don't want to spoil too much, but we got fucking some shit coming. But anyways, thanks for tuning in, folks. Kenny, thanks for coming on, brother. Everybody stay safe and safe and healthy. That's a fucking tongue twister, buddy. I've had a couple too many Canadians.
Try it again. One more time.
Okay.
One more time.
Everybody stay safe and healthy.
Yep.
And yeah, take care, everyone. Cheers.
Peace.